Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we're back. We've got the next game up and rolling, just getting the team sheets ready. How did you find that one if you were watching it? Wee bit of a snooze fest. St Mirren came out to the good. I think if you caught the preview show, we probably should have leaned a bit heavier on St Mirren. Killian Phillips being the standout. Kind of went, we were thinking best case scenario for St Mirren. That's exactly the way the game went, pretty much so. Just by them, well done to St Mirren. And well done to anyone that was stacking them on the last spot. Well done to you all. We're here to catch the next game. I'm still on live 2 myself. I'm just making sure everything's all programmed up. We've got $20 of market credit to give away thanks to Sorare again. So to everyone who's joining us, good to see you and good to see you be getting involved in all the giveaway stuff. It'll be the same giveaway criteria that we had for the last one. So just check the tweet that I had out earlier if you got involved in that. I'll explain it again once a few more of you show up for live because we've got a few more bits and bobs. While I'm leaving the door open for everyone that's catching this after we've been live, any of you guys that have got notifications turned on and you're in here nice and sharp and prompt. St Mirren did look good, by the way. St Mirren did look good. I'll have a full preview actually out, or a breakdown, sorry, actually on Football Daily, Scottish Football Daily later tonight, maybe tomorrow. But I really found the St Mirren midfield the most impressive part of this. Thinking about how Dundee United had shaped up against Rangers last night, even Rangers' midfield. And then in actual fact, it was Melnick's that played defence with McMillan. He was in defensive mid, wasn't he? But he was in this kind of false right winger position where between him and Strain, there was a bit of give and go and little rotations, which was kind of cute and interesting to see. But there, the Falkirk midfield reminded me a lot of the Dundee United midfield where Sibbald, McMillan and Yeats all had their own individual roles to play in the midfield, whereas with St Mirren, they had an engine room. You know, they had a heartbeat in that midfield. That Paul Ncio, by the way, like he looks like a really top drawer player. He's maybe the one that will go under the radar from that game with Killian Phillips taking all the headlines, getting close to the striker. What did we see on the preview? He loves crashing the box. He loves being involved in the final third. And if he had a platform to be that guy, that bit of free reign, then he could be the difference between St Mirren and Falkirk. And that's exactly the way it went. So, yeah, well done, St Mirren. Commiserations to Falkirk. I'll break it down in more detail later on. This is the Aberdeen team that we've got. So it's Captain Nisbet up front, Muller in goals, new signing Cadden, parachuted right into the starting 11. Mayo, Hap and Nesta Guinness Walker complete the back four. The midfield, wow, Lyons, Arimu and Connor Ronan. Up front, we've got Yogan, Olasanya and Nisbet. I'm actually a wee bit worried I've not got a 5-man stack here. We'll get to that in a minute. We've got the Hearts team here. It is Royce in goal, and they've not ordered it in position here, which is fantastic. But we can see Mendy plays. He's a CDM. Milne, Altena, McEntee, Finlay. This is going to be a crazy Hearts team. Let's go and have a wee look at it on the tactics board and see exactly how this is expected to shape up, because this Hearts team is kind of hard to read right now, how they're meant to be setting up. So let's go and load it up, see what we've got. So I think for Aberdeen, it kind of throws itself together easy enough. This is the actual team as well, isn't it? It is nice and well loaded up on this. I would expect to see a Fees. Yeah, I'd expect Aberdeen to look a bit like this. Be interesting to see how the midfield dynamic goes. Brad Lyons, a defensive mid. I don't know much about this a Fees, and I expect Ronan to be kind of let off the chain. This is, yeah, this looks like the Hearts team then. I don't think you're going to see Mendy in left back. I think that is probably going to be McEntee or Milne, if anything. Let's see how it goes. But I doubt it's going to be Mendy that's played back there. So Calvin Miller, Kurjota, Bassi and Braga. It's a really good front four. And the problem that the Hearts manager's had so far with the team is he's really struggled to get... well, who else is it going to be? I don't think Mendy's playing, or maybe Mendy's playing centre back or left back, but I don't know. We'll be interested to see how it goes. Altena's a right back, Finlay firmly a centre back, Milne maybe plays in a few spots, McEntee the same. So maybe a wee bit of reading to be done here, but I don't think the system will be changing. I'm very curious to see how Ronan's doing. Ronan does today as well. Rangers are getting Scott McKenna. Is that why he DNP'd for Zagreb? Interesting. Off the back of a big blunder in Europe. I've seen people in the Telegram group are saying he better not show his face in Croatia again. So I don't think that's a good signing for Rangers. So yeah, anyway. Looks to be quite a good man-for-man contest, this one, in terms of 4-4-2 versus 4-4-2. Calvin Miller and Kurjota, Olasanya and Yogan. Power, pace in the wings for both teams. Nisbet very much the target man this year so far. And between Braga and Bassi, I think you're maybe going to see a bit more of a handful in the attack. Whereas Aberdeen, this is Stephen Robinson. So we're probably going to see 2 banks of 4 off the ball. And we'll see how it kind of rotates and rests throughout there. But this will be a tough contest. I think that St Mirren match against Falkirk maybe sets the table a little bit for this one, for how it might go. Quite nip and tuck, quite tight. Milne left back, McEntee centre back. Yeah, something like that. I could see it. Milne's better than Kieran Tierney at left back, allegedly, isn't he? So a weird one. It could be the boy Mendy, but he's very much spoken about as the non-league Kante on his signing. And yeah, McKenna won't be cheap as well, so that's probably a bad move for anyone that's signing him at this point in time. There's a bunch here live and loud. Smash the like button. I've got $20 of market credit to give away, and I'm going to be giving it away. We did random retweets on this tweet earlier on. I'm going to do random comments. I'll maybe do another one of these before we finish the day. Like, retweet, and comment. Support the content. This tweet here at Quinny 3001, and when this show ends in the next 20 minutes or so, I'll draw the winner live and loud. Congratulations to Sorare, I think it was, the winner of earlier on. We've been in touch and sorted all that out. So good to see, good to hear. But I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't that many goals in this game, although there feels like there's more scoring ability in both of these teams, and really any other match that we've had so far in the SPFL. It could be quite nip and tuck. Big Bo Royce, a young keeper, making the step up. Marius Muller, the experienced keeper, coming out of a top flight league and playing down. Maybe the goalkeepers could make a bit of a difference. The midfield battle might be where this is won and lost as well, because Spittle is not really an engine room player. You know, I think the idea of playing him here is he runs up the pitch and he gets a 5-man attack on the go for Hearts. So they've got a 5 attack, 5 defence kind of idea. But between Afiz, Ronan and Lions, if they are kind of similar to what we're just speaking about with St Mirren, if they can be a good engine room, if they can be a good heartbeat in the team, then that could be the way to get around Hearts. Because if they are going to be clever and try and get in between the lines and make things tough, if you've got a really good engine room in there in midfield, it can really level things up quite easily, or not quite easily, but quite effectively, I would say. Because when you're under the cosh and you're looking for spaces to play out, the tendency can be just hit it into a wide area, hit it over the top for this guy to run through. But if you have midfielders that can actually maybe pull somebody out of position, maybe make some of those spaces centrally in the middle of the pitch, then that's when those gilt edge chances can really be created. So do Aberdeen have the minerals? Do they have the components to be able to pull that off? It will be interesting. Hearts, I think you kind of know what you're going to get from them in terms of the individual players. Altena and Milne, you're expecting some wide service and wide delivery from. On appearances and on profile, you're expecting Mendy and McEntee. Maybe it's a kind of quasi like back one. Maybe that's the way it kind of shapes up, with McEntee happy to receive the ball. But yeah, I don't think it'll be anything too wacky or too crazy. And yeah, it's full eyes on the front four: Kurjota, Braga, Bassi and Calvin Miller, to try and open up this Aberdeen defence. Nesta Guinness Walker, by all accounts, has looked good so far. The boy Big Hap has definitely been a success already so far. Got a wee goal in the League Cup. And Chris Cadden and Mayo, very much capable defenders in the league, but are they top of the food chain? Are they upper echelon for the division? I don't know if I could quite get to that with them. So if someone was to outscore somebody else, I would probably just about pick Hearts, but I don't think I see Aberdeen really getting run over. So this will be a tough one. I'm not too sure how to call it. For fantasy football stakes, it is a really tough one. I'm not even sure I've got a bloody team yet. So let's see how it goes. The Falkirk boys, I did say this was going to be a really tough game to get 360 points on, and the best bet would have been a hybrid. Now, St Mirren got a clean sheet here. If you didn't watch the game, my boy Melnick's got an assist. Parkinson got a goal off the bench, but it got ruled off for a mad dodgy handball. That would have been good for me. It would have also killed St Mirren because it had no clean sheet. But looking at St Mirren on the clean sheet, and if you had Killian Phillips as captain, which you almost certainly would have, you probably would have just about got that 360 with the good scores that they had in defence and goalkeeper. They'd probably just been about there. I told you between the two midfielders for Falkirk, they were both going to do between 40 and 45, and that's exactly what both of them did. So, hey-ho, it is what it is. I wasn't you know, committing my weekend's happiness onto that match, I suppose. So no big deal. I've got Muller, I've got Hap, I've got Ronan, I've got Yogan, and I've used my Aberdeen depth in leaderboard because I expected Breedle to start, and Breedle is on the bench. Needing 360 points. Oh, Fasanya's on the bench. That's fun. He's like the little kind of 15-year-old or so. Armstrong on the bench. Muala on the bench as well. I've played my brag. I haven't. Do I have any classics that I can... Yeah, I do. I've got classic... Oh, no, I can't use classic Armstrong because the classic Muller in goals here. But I've maybe put myself into a wee bit of a pickle, despite having depth at Aberdeen. Tried to be clever in maximising the old leaderboards, and I've maybe done myself short of a player. Let's go backwards to go forwards. I've got a wee wheel spin to hit here. Took a punt on Kerjota since Breedle isn't started. Nice. The handball's a joke. Never clear and obvious. The ref seen him. Yeah. I don't like that ref either. D1872. I couldn't believe he went to the monitor and gave it. Like, it was wild. Like, you know, I'm kind of a wee bit biased because I want to the Falkirk decisive, so I don't want to go overboard with it because I do have that wee bias kicked in for me. But I was rather surprised myself. Let's go and have a look at Aberdeen. Nisbet's probably not the sort of guy I'm going to degen into here. I've got Yogan for a forward. I don't think I want to add in like a Brad Lyons or a Afis Ameru. Just don't think they've got the score potential. Can't even see that Afis. Yeah, £6. I'm not really feeling that too much. Do you know what? If there was a Cadden here, I could have seen myself getting into a Cadden because he just like loves a cross, doesn't he? I don't know how I get myself into this. Without just buying this, but Lewis Smith not starting is a bit of a surprise. Muala, a goal from the bench. I don't know if that's worth buying into, certainly. Yeah, this is a real tough one. This is a tough one because I need 360 points. I need something decent. And I think I've maybe just about painted myself into a corner. I'm going to bring this bit in. There's a few players I avoided getting because they're like way more expensive than the pack, but I've made a bit of a mistake here and with playing all those leaderboard teams for the streak strategy, but I don't really mind that because every one of those teams is guaranteed essence. So uno momento. Security checks, of course. I should be moving through all the securities. Cadden, then he will Oh, yeah. Oh, the Cadden Hibs badge. That may have been all right. But we just got the Nisbet. Screw it. Get the decisives. Don't mind it. A wee bit more than I'd like to have degened into this, but because I played Olasanya, Nesta, Walker, and even Armstrong in leaderboard lineups, that's again maybe a wee mistake I'll learn from for next time. But in any case, Nisbet is still going to be usable all the way. Yeah, I don't mind this at all. I'm captain and Ronan, and we're locked in. 360 should be pretty good for this Aberdeen stack. I fancy it. Good to see you all here live and loud. Smash the like button, guys. We've got $20 of market credits to give away. I'm going to give it away when we finish the show up in maybe like the next 7 or 8 minutes. If you jump onto Twitter at Quinny3001, I've been doing Scottish football content on this channel here that I created a few months ago, or 2 months ago exactly, called Scottish Football Daily. This is my first match breakdown that I've got on the channel today. So I'm trying to get this a bit of airtime, a bit of promotion. Like, retweet, and comment. And I'll pull a random comment on this stream for the $20 when we get to the end. We had a random retweet get $20 on the last stream, and we might be live again later today, So get involved, like, retweet, comment, get stuck in. I'll give a wee look at those leaderboard lineups, see how they're looking, because I had 1 or 2 guys play. I don't think they did well, though. Yeah, I had Sibbald on a 43, Armstrong on the bench, and then, Ramos in this team. Sorry, let you guys see it, a wee 42. Olasanya on the bench here. That was probably my mistake. I put that boy Gullen to get that team off the ground. I should have kept Olasanya. I was just certain that Bredo was going to start when I was kind of laying out the chips and everything. So, hey-ho, whatever. My first rare is about to run with Captain Connor Ronan, so that'll be fun before the rest of them play Sunday, Monday. And yeah, not really much else to write home about for the leaderboard boys. MLS happened last night. I hit one of the streaks, which is cool if anyone cares about that. Scott McKenna, DNP. No, didn't have a defender on the bench for that team, so it's wrecked. Shaqiri's playing. NYC did kind of all right, kind of mince. I don't know why I'm looking at this. I just kind of found myself into the wee rabbit hole here, so let's have a nosy. I've got Braga about to play in this team with Captain Key, which is cool. Wow. Navas' team won 5-1. That's a shame. Probably had nothing to do the whole match. And yeah, we're kind of all well set otherwise. Looking forward to it. And I didn't expect me to run through all the streaks successfully concurrently. I really just want to be halfway for next weekend. So this life we're on, I want to hit it now. And then I'm really 380. Yeah, I think we can get to 380 from either Kelly or Motherwell if we play our cards right. So that's it. I want to hit 3 steps this weekend. We're halfway to doing it. Falkirk, a bit of a busted flush. Let's hope Aberdeen can get the job done for me here. Let me know how you guys are doing. Get his classic card for now if you don't have one. I had classic keeper. I lost in the first streak with a Rangers stack. Yeah, I kind of seen that happen to a few out there, to be honest. I should have probably did that Cadden move, but hey-ho, here's what it is. I don't mind. How did the flash sales go on the earlier game? Not bad, not bad. I brought in Yeats. Yeats actually was close. He had a big chance missed. I think he really should have scored. Did it go down as a BCM? Yeah, it did. So if Yeats had scored, if Melnick had got the assist, the theory would have really happened. But he bottled it. Referee killed us and whatever. But I think Ronan's going to cook. Nisbet's good for a DA. And in between the other 3 guys, I just hope Aberdeen get a good result here at home to open their season up. It should be a good one. Hearts fans have not been confident in the chat, Liam King being chief amongst them. I've got a mix of Aberdeen and Hearts here with Rare Braga captain. Interesting. And yeah, going for a hybrid is probably a decent shout as well. If we look at the teams, like, who's going to be the top scoring forward? That's probably a really tough contest. Calvin Miller's a mid this year, isn't he? Yeah, man. This will actually be really... like, keeper is kind of a coin toss, right? It's a bit of whatever. But highest scoring defender... I'm maybe inclined to go with Hap. I'm biased there, of course. Could be like a Finlay or an Altena quite easily. Highest scoring mid. You're looking at Calvin Miller, Ronan, and there could be some other randoms even from the bench that just pop on and do something. And then forward, you've got 3 for Aberdeen and you've got like 4 for 3 for Hearts as well. I think Braga's the one you would expect to be the top performer. Maybe Calvin Miller. I wouldn't be surprised if Nisbet was amongst the goals. The thing that I think, what I was saying about Falkirk before we came into the game, and my fear that they might look like the Dundee United front line happened. Like the Falkirk front line looked very academy youth football level. Aberdeen don't have that. Olasanya, Yogan, and Nisbet are well battle hardened in the SPFL. You know, that was something that McInnes and Hearts last year, they kind of had that going for them. This Hearts team now still has a little bit of that inherently in the building, but in terms of the starting 11, there's maybe just a little bit of that lost with the goalkeeper in particular. I'm looking at that boy Mendy as well. As much as he charts through the roof, he's been playing non-league in England. And some other guys we've seen already play in the league so far have came from like Premier League 2 and the A League in Australia, you know, so it's funny to see the players that translate well and the ones that don't. It's only match day 1. There's plenty of time for this to change, of course, for all the individuals and for players. I'm no expert on SPFL, but I rate Jordi Altena. I thought he was a good one too when they signed him. Yogan will be unreal today. Let's hope so. Would love Hearts to win, says Nick Nod. Has to be Ronan for highest mid. I think so too. But Calvin Miller is a mid. Spittle can be dangerous as well in terms of goal threat. Quite good for AA. And when we look at the bench, wow, I think that is all forwards for Hearts, isn't it? Gwendus, Cabor, Kizaridis, James Wilson, James McPake. One midfielder with Magnuson. That Mato's a forward as well, isn't he? Wow. The Aberdeen bench, Armstrong, Breedle, Smith, Muala. I think you can see them as a 4 being introduced into this game later on by Stephen Robinson. So Aberdeen's best players, they've updated the shape here of what they think it will be. They think Mendy's going to play centre-back. See if that's the case, by the way. That's a huge gamble. Let's see how that works out. If this is the team, that will be interesting. This won't be the Aberdeen team. There's no way Brad Lyons is playing on wing-back, whether it be right or left. I think this is just going to be a traditional 4-3-3. I don't think there's any wacky shapes here from Aberdeen. We've got like 2 minutes left. Where did they sign Ronan from? He came from Colorado Rapids, but he used to play for St. Mirren. And when he was at Colorado, like he could be, he was a very good MLS midfielder. And I think, again, he knows the league, he knows the manager. I think he's going to do very, very well in this division. You want Z Classic Cadden? Quinny? Oh, no, I'm okay, mate. I'm okay. You keep it. Got to love Cadden. Yeah, again, he's a former MLS player of a kind as well. Maybe a lot less than Connor Ronan, but same kind of athleticism, kind of profile he brings into that, doesn't he? Good kind of technical acumen. So I've got $20 of Sorare market credits to give away. I've been asking you guys to support the channel. I've got a new channel on the go, Scottish Football Daily. Put a wee tweet out promoting the first match breakdown that we had on the channel today. And this is great support, guys. Thank you very much. We're going to pull a random comment. There's 17 of these here. I'll give you like a last minute warning. So I'll pull this. As I see the clock now, it says 17:26. I'm going to pull this at 17:28. Right. So you've got a wee bit of notice before we go and we hit it. Let me know what you're thinking and feeling. Have you been on the streaks? Are you getting ready for streaks? And I think like one of the things I was thinking about with doing all this content over like today is there's some good lessons in here for any of you guys that are watching from arm's distance. If you're waiting for your league to start, your cards to come out, whatever it might be, because you know, like that Falkirk game, we looked at it and was like, if you're going to do something out of it, you maybe need the hybrid stack, or it's maybe even a game that's not really worth playing too much. And this is one of those decisions. This is one of those facets of the game that you do need to check yourself on. You do need to keep yourself mindful of. The same post as earlier, Mikey. So if you're already entered, you're already entered. Same post as earlier. Happy with the Casper Ho, Quinny? I think it's a banging sign, and I'm very happy, Joe. Very, very happy. Really changes the complexion of everything Celtic, where I think you can really look at Celtic as being defending champions now. I think if we started the season without Casper Ho, and otherwise it was the squad as we knew it, even with Duran's okay, but it's just so little of an addition to the team that's already really depleted. Last kind of wee minute warning, guys. I'm sorted now for Portugal and Championship leaderboards at Rare. Nice, Rico, man. Love that. And then again, the little decision I've made there to use some of my depth in leaderboard that's maybe bit me in the bum, and then the consequences of that. I think there's some interesting points here for any of you guys that are either playing along or you're getting ready to play along. Let's load the tweet in. Let's load the tweet. Now, we can't have the same winner twice. Winner from replies. Boom. Let's see it. 17 of these are in the mix for this one. Press the button. There we go. Here we go. Thanks a lot to everyone that supported it. Thanks to everyone that's got involved. And good luck to you all. Whoever's going to win the reward. I think I see 20-minute Tims in there. I don't think they're going to want to win the market credit. Maybe they do. If you're here, guys, fist pump. Thanks for joining in. But it looks like Low Free Football who's left a comment of legend. So thank you very much, Monfrere. Don't know your account, but I can message you, which is fantastic. Congrats. You won the $20 credit. What's your Sorare username? Minted. Cool. Now we might be back later tonight, guys. So make sure turn on notifications, hit subscribe, all that good stuff. And throughout the month of August, every video, every stream, we're gonna have 20 quid of credits to give away. I'll try and make some more of them like Facebook, YouTube based for you guys that are here live and loud. But it is to support the content, this market credit. So let's just try and focus on some pieces of content when we can. The match is just about kicked off. I'm going to say a score draw. I can see this being two forces cancelling each other out. If you're watching the game, enjoy it. If you've got teams and streaks, good luck to you all. Have fun. I'll see you soon. Well done on the winner for the market credits. And yeah, catch you soon, everyone.